Today, in Tips for Good Leaders, I want to talk about cleaning up after a mistake. Because, real talk, if you're a people leader, you are going to mess some things up. You're going to step in it. You're going to say or do something wrong. In the moment, it might not even seem like the wrong thing. You'll say or do something that makes total sense in the moment. You might even congratulate yourself for deciding to take a stand or congratulate yourself for letting something go. And then you'll get called on it. You'll hear from one of your employees or from your manager or even from your HR department. One of these folks or someone else with a right to an opinion will tell you that you handled something badly. Then you get the seemingly impossible task of cleaning up this mess. Bad news. Despite hearing all the time that no one is perfect and everyone makes mistakes, we rarely get coaching or practice in recovering from our mistakes. In fact, kind of the opposite. It's common in work situations as well as personal situations for us to make a mistake and find that everyone around us just kind of ignores us while we work out a solution. This is a lonely and frustrating experience. Good news, learning to recognize, acknowledge, and clean up our messes is a learnable skill, and that skill is completely within your capability. But first, when someone points out that we're wrong or that we've made a mistake or that we've blundered in some way, what happens inside? Well, the first thing is a protective ego response, which is to say, our ego steps in to protect us. When we don't really need protecting, what we need is a safe place to learn and grow, but egos aren't known for delicacy, so our responses feel something like, I did not make a mistake, or I did not make that mistake. If you thought it was a mistake, you're mistaken, and a variety of other deflections. I want to make this easy for you, and I want to get you out of the deflection business because it's tiring, and no one buys it anyway. So, okay, first, quietly, to yourself only, admit that you were wrong. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't admit to yourself that you were wrong, but just admit that you were wrong. This is going to dramatically speed up this process for you. Then second, to take care of yourself a little, think about what you were trying to accomplish, because even when we make mistakes, we never intend to make a mistake. It just comes out that way. So be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some kudos for great intentions. All right, now, third, still just to yourself. Talk about what could have been done differently. Now breathe a little, because you're in this admitting I was wrong space, and that hurts. So breathe a little. Then think about or talk about or write about what you could have done differently. Could have said a different thing, done a different thing, not said a thing, whatever. All right, now, fourth, you've sorted it all out in your mind and you're ready to move on. Go to the person or people who need to hear it and say simply, you know what? When I fill in the blank, I was wrong. I was trying to accomplish fill in the blank, and it didn't work. This is the place that you decide whether an apology is necessary. This is a personal choice and has to do with the nature of the mistake, but as a communication tool, it's rare that an apology is a bad choice. So my advice, lean into one if you can. So you admit that you were wrong, you tell them what you were trying to accomplish, and you've apologized. Shiny. You were vulnerable. You took accountability. What you want now is to move forward. But everyone else may not have had the chance to do that work. So rather than leaping forward and out of this awkward, mushy, vulnerable space, I want you to stay in it for a moment longer. Try something like, what do we need to move forward? This leaves room for people who might have more to say and say it if they want. This also indicates that you're ready to move forward, and it's likely, very likely in fact, that no one else will need to add anything. And that fast, you're past the mistake and moving forward. Here's my overall point about this approach. Everyone makes mistakes, even me, even you. We can wallow in them. We can stay awake thinking about them. We can burn calories trying to avoid them. But we don't resolve them until we face them. So as a leader, do yourself and your team a favor. Dispense quickly with the mistakes that you will make. Model taking accountability for your team and introduce this into the culture of your team. You will be amazed at how much time you'll save and how much mental swirl you're going to avoid. Go get him, Tiger.